Hello, everyone. Guard your eyes while I get my camera set up. It's Eva, and this is the very first time I have gone live on YouTube. So, what's up? And thanks for being here and bearing with me while I figure out the YouTubes. So, what I'm going to do today is talk about some of the amazing thoughts and questions that people had shared around manipulation in the coaching industry, manipulation in the online business industry. Um, is coaching really the problem? Is MLMs the problem? We're going to dive into that and talk about that a lot. I just had my hair done today, fresh from the salon. So I thought, you know what to do. Go live on YouTube. So, if you have any thoughts or questions as I go today, please drop them below. And if you are watching on the replay later, this is the very first time I've gone live, so say hi. And my camera is like a bit high up there. So I hope you guys can see me okay. And I hope you can hear me okay. My hair is a lot blonder than before, but I love it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you know, you know. All right. So over on my Instagram, which is Why Don't You Say Something, I have been speaking up for the past couple of years, about 2.5 years, about the online business coaching industry and how, unfortunately, after being really deep in it for the coaching world, I was in about 10 years, and I'm still in that world, but I was deeply trying to build a coaching business for over 10 years. And I've been in the online business coaching, courses, all of that kind of stuff for maybe 8 years. So after seeing all of the deep insides of it, I thought, ugh, woo, what is going on? Especially during the pandemic, I started feeling like it was really BS. And I started working at a care center, and I got my nursing assistant license. So I was bathing, feeding, dressing, changing patients. And it was unbelievably eye-opening, unbelievably traumatizing, but unbelievably eye-opening about what it really meant to help others, what it really meant to be of service, to care. And I just thought, what in the world are all these healers doing? And I considered myself a healer and a light worker. What are they doing when they're charging $500 for an intuitive session? Excuse me, ma'am. When the real healers were these people who were hands-on, day in, deeply taking care of the most vulnerable, the most in need, the most less resourced, the most marginalized, very eye-opening. So anyways, go check out the Instagram for the full backstory if you have just randomly found yourself here. And I'm going to pull up some of the thoughts and fantastic things that people have said, or the things that people have asked me, and some of the horrible stories that people have chimed in and told me about. I'm going to share them. Ideally, if I get YouTube going, I would love to have convos and just see what people are asking and chatting about and kind of chit chat. But since this is the very first time I've gone live, I'm going to pull up some thoughts and questions. And I have really been enjoying more off of the cuff YouTube videos. where people are just hanging, they're live. And I've been enjoying less of the like, hello, here's 3 ways to do this and that. I'm like, we can just chill. We can just chill a little bit. Okay. So I'll share just a couple stories, a couple horror stories, a couple bad experiences that people have shared with me about the online business coaching industry. These are all put into um, submitted to me anonymously and submitted to me with permission. So that's what I'm sharing. And I'm not naming names of the full people who they've worked with. I'm not naming all that because believe me, I've been threatened to be sued. I'm not doing all that. But I'm going to read a couple of them. Um Okay, so this says the New York Times article is my exact experience with the life coaching school. I took out my money from my retirement, paid ridiculous withdrawal fees and taxes, did everything they taught, podcasting, webinars, Facebook Lives, and put my nervous system through hell in the process. Quit my job, even tanked my career. So, what this person is talking about is there was a New York Times article that came out. It is by Katie Bishop, and I was in it. I was featured in it. Ah, and behind the scenes, this article took, I don't know, maybe like 8 months in the making. And I was funneling the people who've told me about their bad experiences, tap, tap here on the phone. I was funneling tons of people to be interviewed or talk to this reporter. And there was like a bajillion stories that, of course, not everyone's story or experience can be put in the article, but there was about a bajillion stories. And I think about 2 victim stories were in there. So, anyways, I'll maybe, if I can, put the link to the article down in the description another day. But one of the really big things that this person is speaking about that I think is really good to look at is being an entrepreneur is not the best for every single person. So, aside from what you're doing, even if you were the most amazing lanyard maker or bracelet maker in the world, being an entrepreneur is not for everyone. Specifically because this person says, did everything, blah, 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 quit my job, put my nervous system through hell. So, nervous system is all the rage lately. And I mean, hey, balancing your nervous system, keeping a calm nervous system is important. And no shit, when you are running around, grinding, launching, going, reaching higher, every day got to get up at like 5 a.m. to hustle more. Like, no, that is so hard on your nervous system and it is terrible. So, just a little tidbit about that. Really, being an entrepreneur is not for everyone. Being an entrepreneur is not as glamorized. It's not as beautiful and amazing. Is not as full of freedom for everybody. It's a wonderful thing for some people. For some people, they don't need to do that for many reasons, one of them being how much it can mess your nervous system and your mental health, okay? So in this New York Times article, they're talking about a coaching school that teaches you to be a life coach. And I believe it's $18,000 for this life coaching academy. And they tell people, hey, pay $18,000 because you're going to make so much money. You're going to be rolling in it, girl. You're just going to be like, oh, the coaching clients are just coming at you like bang, 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 just all over you. And the reality is, that's not true. Not in my experience, not in so many people's experiences. Just the other day, I was talking to someone and helping them with their social media strategy. And they told me basically the exact same thing, that they had paid $18,000 and thought they were just going to be booked out and busy and just, wow. And it's just not true. because there's not a huge demand for coaching. Like, not that many people need coaching. So, a lot of times, the people who are telling you to pay big money and that you're gonna have a great career, it's like a pyramid scheme where they're at the top and they're saying, "Yeah, yeah. Ooh, you're gonna make all this money, just invest with us." And it's this trickle down effect where the people up here who are selling a certification or selling something are the ones who are making money, and everyone else enrolled is like, "Oh," and the success just isn't there. Especially now that the coaching industry is kind of like, burst and kaput. All right, let's go on to a different story. This person says, I invested in Christina blah blah blah's program and paid $3,000 for it. Before that, I was pondering to invest in her private Voxer coaching. That was about 10K for 6 weeks. 10K for 6 weeks. I'm so glad I didn't. I felt so scammed after her program watching her videos. And there is a part 2 to it that I do not have in front of me. But yeah, they paid $3,000 for a program. Okay. And before that, they were thinking of investing in private Voxer, which is $10,000 for 6 weeks. Like, can we zoom in on just my mouth going about $10,000 for 6 weeks? Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Yes, don't ever do that. And I'm not shaming anyone who's been in that place of thinking, I should do this. Yeah, I should invest in this. I should pay this, because it's literally not your fault. All of that marketing, all of the messaging, all the things they tell you makes you think, oh, is this magic? Is this the key? Is this everybody makes $10,000 a minute? I should too. And it's like, no, let me just save you the trouble. It's all a lie, girl. Okay, let's go to one other comment. This says, your content is so valuable. It has really opened my eyes. Thank you. I spent $2,700 on a mentorship program with a pleasure coach. Oof. Yeah. I spent $2,700 on a mentorship program with a pleasure coach. It had no real value. She literally sent me a few emails with resources I could have found on my own, and we had 5 calls on WhatsApp. I never saw it as a scam until now. So, totally 100%. A lot of times people think, they just kind of think, was something not that good? Did I just not do it right? Did I just not kind of get as much? Did I just like not, I just, maybe it just wasn't for me, but I'm lacking? And at the end of the day, it's like, no, that thing was shit. That thing was bad. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. And not everything is like a scam. A scam is a hard word, but maybe more of like a grift where something is like, oof, it's really about benefiting that person and they're kind of swindling you, but not a full scam where you think like, oh my God, like my car was stolen and they told me they would deliver it, kind of thing. All right, let's go to some other comments. All right. So I had shared a couple weeks back on my Instagram about, bear with me, how the tool of coaching is not really the problem in all of this. I actually don't think coaching is going to go anywhere. If you're not familiar with me, I have done coaching for like, I think I did my first coaching training about 10 years ago. And I've dabbled in coaching. I still technically am a coach, as in, if someone's going to talk to me about their web design, their social media, or their like marketing strategy, I will offer some coaching, as in, what is bothering you about this? What would you love to see happen? What do you not like about your site? What is your goal here? You're able to ask somebody questions and help them find the answers with what they need. And so, anyways, if people are trained, coaching can be a valuable tool. Coaching can be used. Ugh. Coaching can be used In healthcare, coaching can be used by teachers, managers, right? It doesn't mean that the only way to like be a coach is to have some kind of Instagram career in a circular abundance hat and stuff like that. That's not it. So I had posted something about on Instagram about this, and I'm gonna read it now. Let us see. I said coaching is a tool, and someone who's doing coaching, who's trained, is not the real issue in all this. It's the manipulative marketing, tactics, the financial pressure, the codependency and lack of boundaries, and more that has run rampant in the coaching, mentorship, and wellness space. All right. So let's rewind. It is the manipulative marketing tactics, financial pressure. You've got to buy this now. I mean, here you go. Here's how you take out a credit card. If anyone is ever telling you to take out a credit card or teaching you to take out a loan in order to work with them, that is the most ridiculous BS thing ever. And let's just think about what kind of life coach are they? What kind of business coach are they that they're literally going to tell you to go in debt? First things first, go into debt in order to build your business, in order to help your life. Like, you should really try and not immediately go into debt. That's like not good guidance. Or let's say someone is thinking, "Oh, my life's a mess and I'm thinking that I need life coaching." Maybe they don't even have health care. Maybe they don't even have savings. Maybe they need therapy. And the last thing they need to do is jump into taking a loan out to coach with somebody. So to financially screw someone in the name of life coaching and to put that person in a worse position than they were before makes no sense. Run from anybody who's making that kind of ridiculous crap up. Run. So it's the manipulative marketing, the financial pressure, the codependency, where it's like, are you ready to work with me? Hey, girl, I've been thinking about you. You've really got to jump in on this. We're best friends now. I'm all up in your life. I'm telling you what to do in your relationships, even though I'm a business coach. There's no boundaries. There's no good thing going on there. And mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. All right, so you get the point that there's other issues other than just like coaching. Like I said, maybe there's doctors who can learn coaching and be a better coach, and they blend that into when they're talking to someone about a diagnosis. Well, wowie, they're able to stop yapping and just telling people what to do and instead ask better questions and support that person better. People could come at me for this all day long, and I don't care. I would love to see salespeople be trained in more coaching, literally, because you're less of an a hole, literally, because you're listening to someone, literally, because you're asking questions and being able to help them better, not try and swindle them into something that you want them to do or pay more. No, 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 no. I'm not talking about that. But yeah, coaching as a tool isn't the big issue. I go on to say, and telling people to these are the other issues. It is also telling people to become a coach and quit their 9 to 5 when there is very little demand for coaching. Straight up, hands down, there's very little demand for coaching. I could go on about this forever. I say that about everything. Okay? Just keeping it real. There's very little demand for coaching. And the people I know who do really well as coaches, they have had extensive training and an extensive career in a certain area, and they have naturally navigated into coaching. They've naturally gone into that next piece of how they work with people. So, for example, there was a client that I worked with who went to school for like 1 or 2 different degrees. They were an executive in tech. And now that they were an executive in tech and had a long career in tech, they coached women of color on how to get into tech. Their rates were low and affordable and would always work with anyone. they had a full long career working with people uh, in within tech, and on the side they would help people and coach them. Okay, great, fantastic. But nowadays we see people, oh no, I don't have anything to do with my life. I'm broke. I'm sad. Nothing's working. I know what I'll do. I'll become a coach and I'll charge $500,000 for my coaching. Wow. It's like coaching is a thing that's going to help them personally with their bank account, but they may not have had any experience or any training. Don't even get me started about people coaching with no training. I mean, or working with people when they have no training. What are you talking about? Like, ma'am, stop. Stop right now. So I went on to say in this post, just like in an MLM where the actual product being sold is not really the issue, like the makeup or whatever it is, the essential oils, fine. But it's the fact that rarely do people have any success in an MLM. And it's the manipulation and ridiculous claims and pressure that the MLM Huns put on people in order to sell. So, for example, let's say an essential oil company. The essential oils could be amazing. Dang, they smell really great. Yeah, I'd love them. Cool. You could use the essential oils, no problem. The issue is when people are so pressuring. Hey girl, hey, you really need to get this oil today or you're going to miss out on your whole life. Or do you want a dream career where you can just rest at home and just relax and just sell essential oils, girl? That's all you need to do. You just get to chill. And so, like, the actual little essential oil, it's not, like, toxic, it's not, like, gonna ruin your life, it's not anything super bad, it's all the other crap around it, and telling people that they're gonna have some amazing business when that's just not the case. People are not gonna make a bajillion dollars from selling essential oils, and it's very hard to make a bajillion dollars coaching, because there's very little demand for coaching, and the people who do work well as coaches, it's a little bit on the side. It takes a long time to build, and there's just less of a demand, and you have to really have a specific way that you work with people and blah, blah, blah. All right. The post goes on to say, I really love coaching, but I think it's rare to make a living from it. It's a side thing you can build up over time, and you want to never force a potential client into working with you. So, the same thing with yoga. Nothing wrong with yoga. I mean, there's a lot of bad yoga. I'm a yoga teacher. Seen a lot of bad yoga. But there's nothing wrong with yoga, okay? And if somebody said, "I wanna be a yoga teacher," great. Now are they expecting to make 6 figures and live a life of freedom and not have to talk to anybody and just lay on the beach and you not have to work anymore? Like, literally no. You can make good money as a yoga teacher after, like, years of building up a business, after years of working on that. And there's a good amount of demand for yoga. I mean, not as much as other things in the world, but yeah, everyone says, "Oh, yeah, I wanna come to yoga." But it might be $25, $22 for a drop-in class, and you're not gonna make a bajillion dollars, nor should you expect to. It's the same thing with coaching. You should never get into that career because you think you're gonna make money. Like, and if you are, like, ooh, if you don't already have, like, a big career that is supported that. It goes on to say, um, successful coaches are usually really trained and have years of experience, and then they pivot into coaching as a natural extension, what I mentioned before. Not the, "I'm broke, I like manifestation, I don't know what to do with my life." So, the solution is to be a coach and pressure people to talk to me for $500 an hour. Otherwise, their life is going to suck. That kind of thing is no, that's not okay. Now, let's look at some of the amazing thoughts, questions, responses that you folks chimed in with. Checking all my hair. I was debating growing it out, but I'm just not a long hair person. Like, it just makes everything sag. So, I'm just feeling the short hair, getting used to it. All right, now that we've tackled that, let's go on. All right, this person said, "Hey, I sent you a DM, but most coaches are frauds and have never built a business other than coaching." Babow. 100%. This next person says, "I'm feeling taken advantage of because this woman's system didn't work. $7,000 gone." Anytime someone is telling you that they have a system that's going to make you money, run. And guess what? Yes, I have been saying that for a long time, but the United States government, gotta situate myself for this one. The United States government, the Federal Trade Commission, said that they are thinking that's bad to do. Thinking that's bad to do. So the FTC has gone out with, it's probably about a year ago, information on what makes a coaching program or a business opportunity or some kind of online marketing system a scam. And one of those things is telling people that they have a system that will make them money. Guess what? They don't. This next person says, "My ex best friend got sucked into coaching, then became a coach herself. So much misinformation and gaslighting herself. She's not mentally well and has quit now." Unfortunately, I mean, that could go for anything that people often are like not mentally well. But I feel like, especially in the spiritual coaching industry, I feel like it's a lot easier to not be mentally well. And no shade to that, like, I'm someone who's not been mentally well in the past. I've had anxiety, depression, or been, like been bordering sanity around my, like, "I'm just gonna manifest," like, So, when things are on such a, around someone's life and their business, guess what? That's gonna hurt your mental health. If you don't have a steady income, you don't know what your career is, you're trying to manifest coaching clients, like, yeah, that kind of sends you into not feeling well mentally. But somehow I think these people, what's the word? They prey on people who might not be super stable, who might be unhappy, who may not feel mentally well. And tell them things like, "This is the key. This is the system. Are you ready to let that old life go behind you? Just do this." So they prey on people who may not have the best mental health. This says, "How to stop from being codependent with a coach." Um, Wait, rewind. It says, "I've been desperate for help improving my life and not sure if coach is helping. It's so sad that most vulnerable are probably getting abused. How to stop from being codependent with a coach." So maybe these are three individual questions. They said, I've been desperate for help improving my life and not sure if a coach is helping." If you're not sure if it's helping, maybe don't do it. If you like it and it's feeling good, do it. I don't know. Then it says, "It's so sad that most vulnerable are probably getting abused." Totally. I did a podcast with a fantastic person, Dr. Thomas Oden. He is a Reiki healer and a psychiatrist. And he's talked about how the marketing really hits on the vulnerable. So 100%. And then they say how to stop being codependent with a coach. So a lot of people will message me this and say, "Hey, I want to stop working with this coach," or "I'm stuck in a contract," or "If I do this or that, if I don't continue with this coach, they're going to be mad at me." The fact that you are feeling that way is a red flag sign that this is not a healthy relationship. It's not a healthy professional relationship. And so maybe you have people pleasing tendencies and you think, oh God, they're going to be mad at me. And maybe that person doesn't even think that. Maybe that coach is thinking, I don't care what you do. No problem to me. Maybe you're just thinking that. But guess what? Many a times people say that they told a coach that they weren't happy or that they wanted to leave and that then they flipped out. And if they are then flipping out, that's all the info you need that that's not a safe or good person to work with because you aren't supposed to do that. Fun fact, you're not supposed to do that. Hello, if you are watching live, feel free to say hello. We have some thumbs up. This is my very first YouTube live. All right, let's go on to some other questions. So this next person says, just agreeing to all of what you've shared. It's changed the way I interact with clients for the better. Yeah. So if people are legit coaches, if they work with someone in some kind of capacity, hearing these kind of things and also knowing what people do out there on the outside is very eye-opening and can help you do a better job just to know how nuts it is out there. And so you don't want to do that or even come across that way. And you need to have yourself stand out as in like, "Oh god, I'm not scammy. I would never do these things." It's like if you don't know that that's what clients are experiencing out there, it's like now you know, and you can put better guidelines or boundaries or ways of actually helping someone, more ethical things in place that also can make clients feel better now that you know that there's wild ass people out there. All right, this next person says, "The power of one, like the pineapple person used to teach. You just need one high ticket client." I hate that. Totally. They tell you, all you need is you just need to find one person to pay you $5,000. Like that's it. Like, excuse me? Excuse me? If it took you 3 months to find one person to pay you $5,000, then you only got $5,000 for like 3 months or even more of working. And why don't you have a business or an offer where people can come to you very often and not just one time for $5,000 is totally ridiculous. And it's so gaslighting or ridiculous to tell you, you just need one. All you need to do is find one person at $5,000. Like, please be quiet. This next person says, I have been ICF certified for 2 years and in no way could I make this a full-time job. Ba-bow. Exactly. So the ICF is the International Coaching Federation. I do have a lot of thoughts about this. So even if you are at the peak level, ICF is a coaching federation that gives people a tier of a certification or a level. They do have a great code of ethics. But this person is saying they have been ICF certified for 2 years and in no way could they make a full-time living coaching. So even if you have the top of the line degree or certification in coaching, it doesn't mean you're going to make money from it. This next person says, I'm a, oh, no, I just said that one. No, this is a different one. I'm a credentialed coach and could never make the money I do in my 9 to 5. Yeah, I mean, having a job is great. If you love to coach, I personally do love to coach. I have other job and I don't think that coaching is going to like fund me and fuel me. So, yeah, you probably could never make the money you do in a 9 to 5. This next one says, I feel like even nowadays the previously successful and trained coaches are struggling to get by. Maybe because too many coaches, you think? I think it's possible targeted to the workplace. So this person is saying Nowadays, even the previously successful coaches are not making the money that they used to, and they are struggling. 100%. I can't even tell you behind the scenes how many bubbles I've heard have burst, okay? Everywhere you look, every Tom, Dick, and Harry is a coach online, is a coach on Instagram. Close your eyes, you could find someone calling themselves a coach. Okay. And at the same time, there's better like group programs, there is better resources and information. You can go watch about anything on YouTube, and watching something on YouTube is in no way, shape, or form the same as somebody personally coaching you. But a lot of these coaches just give you access to Facebook Lives or don't even connect with people and coach them. So yeah, yeah. All right, this next one says 100% agree. Look for ICF certification and references. So, like I said, the ICF has a good code of ethics, and get the coach's references, who you want to work with. There you go. All right. Mm. This person says, I wasted so much money on coaching programs, paid Simone, blah, 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 $20,000 for nothing. Are you shitting me? I wasted so much money on coaching programs and paid this person $20,000 for nothing. I genuinely cannot tell you how many DMs I've gotten of that exact story, of not any person specifically, kind of, but how much money people have put into coaching. And so it's that pyramid of, you can do it. Oh, you're going to make it. Oh, yeah, just give me all this money and then your business is going to blow up. And it's just not true at the end of the day. This next person says, can now see how scammy and terrible some coaches are. Just huge ripoffs. And again, back to my point of this video is like the tool of coaching isn't horrible. If somebody's trained, I was a social worker assistant and I was doing a lot of coaching, more than I ever thought ever. And that was in the role of a social work assistant. And I was not asking people, what's your dream for your life? Are you ready to invest? No, I'm literally saying, what's your goal here at the care center? What's most important to you? Do you feel like you're being cared for well? Okay. So, all right. This next person says, totally agree. Dipped into the biz coaching world without much knowledge of all the things, and can now see how scammy and terrible some coaches are. Just huge ripoffs. Yeah. Yeah. And this is not just in like straight coaching or business coaching. I have seen this in, this person's talking about in the nutrition world. So I'm going to help you build your nutrition business. I've even seen it recently in, oh my God, what was it? Oh, floral design. It was somebody coaching floral designers on how to like not have to work anymore and just like make a course, whatever. This next person says, glad to see these convos. I'm a mental health professional that uses the tool of coaching. Hey. And I'm beyond annoyed with the predatory nothingness that these fake coaches flood Instagram with. Totally 100%. Yes. This next person says, oh, so looking forward to the social media class you're hosting next month. Yes. Hashtag self-promotion. I'm looking at the calendar. I have a social media class starting September. Starting September. I'll see if I can put the link below, but it's chill. It's $60. I even offer scholarships and discounts. This person says, what would you guess is the percentage of coaches out there doing it right versus scammers and folks who are just winging it? So this is so hard to say, and I'm curious, like, what does anyone think? If you have a thought or a vision about that. I think the people who are actually fantastic coaches barely ever market themselves. They literally just work through referral. Maybe they even work through for a company. So I have a friend who is a fantastic ICF coach, and she works for some kind of company, I think coaching executives, coaching lawyers, around their health. So the company pays her to speak to bajillions of these lawyers one on one and help them with their stress and their life and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that the people, it's hard to tell because on Instagram, it's just flooded with ding dongs. Okay. Flooded with ding dongs. And the people who are probably doing well are probably pretty silent. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. This next person says, I work with coaches every day and their expectations of most of them are wild. Like they want instant seven figures. Yeah. Yeah. When I was getting my hair done today, funny story. When I was getting my hair done today, the gal that was doing my hair, my friend, she's been doing hair for 22 years. She's built up her business over time. And she was saying how in the beginning, she didn't specialize in anything. She had to learn every different kind of thing about hair. She couldn't say, "Oh, I only work with short hair. Oh, I only do extensions." She had to get in the game and be like, "Great, you want your hair done? Great, you want your hair done?" and not be picky and grow her business over time. And nowadays everyone wants some kind of six-figure banging amazing one-off thing, and it's just I don't know, man, it's just ridiculous. All right. I think that is all of the responses that I have for today. All right. As I close out, let me know if you have any thoughts or questions about what I'm talking about today. I'm going to read to you something else that I saw on Instagram that somebody posted, and I thought it was so good. This can be a whole topic for another day, but this is a gal I know, Jura Glow. And she said, if someone is teaching you to take 100% responsibility for your life, they're in a cult indiscriminately. You can then ask, who told you that? About you should take 100% responsibility for your life. Everything's on you. Everything's a mindset issue. Everything is your responsibility and you're doing in the world. Like a lot of spirituality teaches that. I used to think that. Um, so she said, you can then ask, who told you that? And in no time, you'll find some group, some dude, some tradition in America from the 70s or 80s that claims someone mystical and who's already dead told them that. And it just rang true deep in their body. Oh, hi, Christy. My first YouTube live. Yeah, I had no idea uh, like if the camera was going to work or what's happening, but we are chilling on this Instagram today, fresh from the salon. So thank you for being here and saying hi, Christy. So I really liked that from my friend Jura because I used to really love and believe in manifestation in that way, or I guess I should call it spirituality from who am I thinking of? Abraham Hicks. Like your life is 100% your responsibility. I mean, sure, like no one's gonna come and knock on my door and like give me $100,000. Of course, you need to have agency and have your life be your responsibility. But when you look at like systemic issues, you want to look at like racism, you want to look at war, you want to look at the fact of how many people don't even have clean water in the world. I mean, it's like an insane amount of people who are starving. I think it's like 40 million children a year die, not die, I don't know, I'll look it up. But 40 bajillion trillion children suffer from malnutrition or starvation. So, what are you talking about when you make blanket statements that your life is 100% you're doing your responsibility? It's like that's some old 70s, 80s crap from a spiritual teacher who was a jerk. Okay, So 14 million children suffer from severe acute malnutrition every year. Get this, 45% of child deaths worldwide are due to hunger. What? Excuse me? This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about when I worked in the care center. And I was like, oh my God, here I was thinking I was a healer because I wanted to pull an oracle card and chat with somebody. And there's nothing like wrong with that. Like, really, there's nothing wrong with that. That can be a part of healing 100%. But it's pretty like ridiculous and delulu if you don't know about or even trying to do anything, even like one day a year, about the fact that 45% of deaths in the world of children, just of children, are from hunger. We could solve that. We could do something about that. Even if somebody said, hey, for every $100 manifestation session I do with someone, I'm going to donate $10. It's just, hey, think. At the moment, I'm donating 5% of proceeds to Doctors Without Borders. They are working in Gaza, Sudan, the Congo, lots of different places to give people the essential food or medical care that they need. It's not much, but it's something. So a lot of these coaches or online business people are completely oblivious to how the rest of the world works. Or I think like if you have this hierarchy of people needing help, you've got, needing your Akashic records read down here. And then at the top of the list is like food, water, shelter. And there's all these things down here that people love to charge $500 for an hour. Cool. Cool. Do that, but also do something else here as well, because otherwise don't call yourself a healer. And if that sounds harsh, believe me, these words have been said to myself. These are the lessons I've had to learn myself first and foremost. This was the painful crap I had to swallow for myself. Oh, what is my whole identity? What? I thought I was a healer. Okay. When I learned so much from the healers in the care center who could have the time, the patience, the empathy to sit with people as they're passing away, to push a bajillion wheelchairs a day, to listen to people's families when they are not being paid for that, to change briefs of somebody with love and kindness and care and patience. That is a effing healer. Not the people who are saying, Again, you can do both, but have an awareness of the real life. So let me know if you have any other questions. And I'm going to look at what time it is. I'm going to pop off soon. I'm assuming that this live will go to my channel. Does it? And let me know if you liked this. I'm hoping to maybe do one of these once a week. It's a better way for me to talk through the things that people have asked or DM'd or, um, you know, this. They're like a typing cat. It's a better way for me to navigate and think through and share the things that people have talked about. All right, friends, I'm going to end this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.